Boom. Almost simultaneous. I appreciate that. Boom. Hey everybody, it's Louis Porter Jr. Today is it's Tuesday, the 28th of February, last day of the month. It's been a hectic month. It's been a hectic couple days for me. I'm going to have a fairly big announcement probably tomorrow. I'm going to talk about it tomorrow. A lot of stuff going on. I'll announce it tomorrow. It's kind of, I got to wait kind of scenario. Something I got to do tomorrow. But after I do it tomorrow, I'll announce it here so everybody can get a better understanding what I'm talking about. Because I'm definitely vague booking right now. I guess that's the term that kids are using today. I say kids like I'm an old man.
That's what those young kids are doing today. They're vague booking. I don't know what that means. Forget about it.
So that's what's going on there. I guess today's been a good day. I've just been doing a lot of stuff, putting it together, doing some other stuff, and I guess we'll talk a little bit, of course. But this ties into my topic, so that's okay. Yeah. So today we're going to talk about why you need Iconics and eBooks. And this is kind of a weird spin-off. Let me actually see. I can tell you when I'm looking at the video, I'm looking to the side. I hate looking to the side to do stuff. So I'll put it over here and I'll put this over here so I can look at you guys and then look to the side when I need to. So what this really comes from is it's kind of a twofold thing. So, all right. I've always told you that when you're doing your business and doing your company, you need to find ways to diversify to get more money to come in. One of the ways that I thought would work really well was doing eBooks. I really got into it because of Paizo. I got to see if I can put this really quick. Paizo does a line of eBooks, and they've done it for a very long time. And they did something that I thought was a brilliant, brilliant idea. I thought this was like, oh, that's so smart. Why didn't I think of that kind of scenario? So for a long time, Paizo was putting out eBooks that you could readily get and see online. Let me see if I can find it here. We're going to find it quick. Never going to find anything when you need it when you really need it. So they're putting these ebooks out, and they're putting out for free every Wednesday. I don't think they're doing it anymore, but they were doing it for a very, very long time, putting out these stories. And they were just ebooks, simple little ebook stories they're putting out, letting people read them, letting people enjoy them. And it was, a simple, basic idea. And I thought it was very, very smart because they did something also that a lot of people didn't notice, which I thought was funny. They didn't notice this. I mean, I'm no genius, and I thought most people notice this. So when they put these ebooks out, they were just doing, they come out online. I can't even find it. See, I'm kind of pissed because I really actually want to see it. I see the regular books, but I'm not seeing the actual ebooks they did. But so I put on a link to it. The results are not coming up. This is pissing me off sometimes. I looked in blog. It should have been in blog. Why wasn't it in blog? That's odd. It wasn't in blog. Mental note. Maybe it's e-stories, but it wasn't in there. All right. Whatever. I'll put the link on here for Paizo. You'll check it out. Look at their ebooks. It's something. Maybe put it downloadable. See, I don't want to miss this, but I think this is important. Maybe that'll come up. I hope so. So, what they were doing with these books, they were telling these stories, and what they did really, really, I thought was brilliant was they added their iconics into the stories. See, this goes back to my whole argument with iconics. I tell people you got to make iconics for your stories. It's very, very important. It helps solidify and get people to understand what you're saying with your characters, what you learn about your world, how they look. They're important, but you're really just using them to help push the identity of what you're doing. And, that's important. That's incredibly important. Man, that didn't work out. Oh, well. So they were doing these small little stories and releasing them every Wednesday and giving away for free. And I thought that was the smart thing. See, as I've told you before, when things are free, it breaks down the basic resistance of people wanting to purchase something over people just getting upset about things. And it's like there's no resistance. It's like, oh, it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. You can read it here. And people would read it. They're like, oh, I like it. And you could read, and they usually broke it down to three sections. I think chapters, but 3 sections. And you read through them. And at the end, they collected them and they sold them. And I found that was like pretty smart. Now, people are like, I don't get it. What do you mean? They're selling the stories they had it for free? Yes. Because here's something else weird that happens that doesn't make sense. But I'm just going to accept it is what it is. You can, let me see what's there. You can write stuff, put it online for free, and people will then buy it. Perfect. Finally got here. It's actually listed on their EPUB. That's why I couldn't find it. Short fiction. All right. Now I got the page. I'll put the link up. Ta-da! Enough, but I got it. You know. So, because I know some of you are like, what is he talking about? I want to see this stuff. Hey, Alan. So, this little link right here I just put up here sends all the information about the short fiction for Pathfinder. Plus, I got to save that link for later, because I got to put it in the notes. But this little link will give you guys something to look at and something to examine. I think will help you in the long run in the best possible way. Oh, did I not put that there? Oh, I did. There it is over there. Don't put it next to that. Now I've covered myself up. Now I can't see what I'm talking about. This show is so amateur sometimes it makes me laugh. So, these stories were told and given away for free, and this got people interested in the characters and tied into the iconic they're talking about and the stories they're talking about, and spreading more of the world and spreading more of the intellectual property, aka the IP. So I know you're thinking like, well, why would I want to do like EPUB? What would be the purpose of it? What's the big deal? Here's where it gets interesting. You give away for free, you build fans. They love it. It's great. It gets people interested. While at the same time, you talk about the setting and you get people connected that way. Plus, you're selling them books. And book sales are very different from role-playing game sales. There are tons of people who buy my role-playing. They'll love it. They'll great. And that. But those same people are not the same people who might buy my fiction. The people who buy the fiction might be fans for a different reason. They may have never seen fiction like this. They've never seen a world like this. They may not be interested in role-playing at all. But the potential for seeing other sales and other income is incredibly too high. Like, here's an example. All right. I'm looking at, there's 46 books, EPUBs that are in the link I just sent you, 46 of them. And a lot of them are selling for 99 cents. 99 cents, 99 cents. Here's one for $4.99. I wonder, this is from Robin Laws. So I know why that one costs that much, but I'm going to see how long the page count is. 99, 99, 99. Jesus, Robin Laws, the only one that costs that much? No. Here's another one by Wes Schneider. This costs $4.99. Boom. Looks like one of the older ones, too. 99.99. Yeah, most of the prices are 99 cents. Now, it's not a lot of money, and it's no big deal. But it is enough to get people interested in testing your stuff out. It's a great little trick. Now, you build the stories, you talk about the characters, and then you put them out. And people go, oh, what's this? A new book. I haven't read this. Oh, my God, I really like this book. Oh, my God, there's a whole bunch of other books. Let me check them out. So this is what I did. Let me show you this little link right here. I'm going to send it out here. So much fun. This is what I did. This is the second one we've done. It's called The Fastest Blade. We actually technically it's the third EPUB if you want to be really, really exact about it. So a long time ago, I wanted to get into EPUB, and I thought there's ways to do this. How can I do this? How can I get people interested in the stuff that we're writing for New Exodus? But I didn't want to write fiction myself. That's not my forte. That's not my strength. Sorry, it just isn't. But I knew that's something we had to talk about and had this stuff that we had to do. So I'm like, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? So I figured out, hey, why don't we find a writer, pay him to tell stories about New Exodus? But I'm like, well, what are we going to talk about? Okay, the first book we did, our first EPUB we did was back in 2013. It's called, the whole line is called New Exodus Legendary Tales. And the first one's called Shield of Ignorance. And that was written by Joshua Cole. Joshua Cole's a freelancer who worked with me for a very, very long time. He still is. Well, it's not, he's dead. He's a great friend of mine. Actually, I'll copy this link real quick and see if I can send you guys to this, because this is the link you can actually, that's an old link, Jesus. And I guess it's still in there. That's a good question. I think it's still selling. But you can find it on Drive Through Fiction. We put it up there, tested it out, and it sold okay. Not great, but it was a test. I just wanted to see if something like this would even be interesting to people. And apparently it was. So people bought it. Some people, and a lot of times what we did, we gave away for free initially. So we gave the entire thing away for free initially, as you should, to get interest, because that's where the real money is. People want to see free. Free is awesome. Free is hard to beat. And free is, it's free. It's a winning thing right there. Oh, what's that? Geez, so much stuff going on. Oh, so that was the first one we did. That one worked out, relatively very well for us. It got people, some people looked at it, some people didn't, but it got me thinking about how would I do book sales and how would I develop this out. So out of that, we did that. And then we built the second one, which is called Grit for Hire. Let me see if I can give you a good link for this one, because this is kind of important. Actually, I'll use, this is going to be a weird combination of things. Copy. So here's the link that's searchable from our blog, where you can actually search and read all 4 parts of awful reports of Grit for Hire. That's the first one that Eric DeB wrote for us. And I got to put Eric's name in this too. Got to go back and do this. This is why you need like 3 people doing this when you're trying to push this stuff. It's very difficult to do it all yourself. So Eric Scott DeB was kind enough to write it for us. And he basically talks about our gunslinger, Frasier, and Frasier, and her story. And we talk about also our Machine Smith makes an appearance in this, and we kind of like cross over. We also introduce her main character, and she's the main character of the story. And kind of the story is like, the way I built it's kind of like a web-like. I told him, look, I want these characters to appear in the story, but maybe in the background. Like this person appears in this story in the background, and then the next story we talk about that person, what they were doing in the background from that. And then you see another person you might know, another iconic, and that one's in the background. And that's kind of how we interconnect the stories. And that was kind of the purpose that I wanted to build when I did that. And Eric's had to be been really, really good on this. This is my fault that I've not pushed this enough as I should have. He's a busy guy, and I'm a busy guy. But I think there's lots of good stuff here. I think there's good writing, like the 2 links I gave you. Did I give you I gave you the most recent one, didn't I? Yeah, Fastest Blade. So Fastest Blade came back from my editor. So I'm like, oh, we should actually do something with Fastest Blade. I really want to put this out. So the editor sent it back to me. I'm going to send it to layout, and I'm going to go through and put it out and probably publish it as a PDF and try to make sure it's done as an ebook also. And I think, at its core, from a purely business perspective, you should be doing this. And look, this is fiction. This isn't game. This isn't game development. This is pure fiction. And there's tons of guys out there who are writing fiction who maybe not the top name guys. I mean, they're not the top name guys. Maybe there's some middle level guys. They're good guys. They're good writers. They want to write stuff. Why can't they write your stuff? Why can't you put your stuff out there? What would prevent you from selling them your stuff? Why wouldn't you do that? Why would you not push your stuff? And every little bit helps. Every little bit helps. You sell it for 99 cents. And I don't want to get into this. If you check a thread that I did for a long time, I'm a big follower of J.A. Corinth, who talked about ebooks like 5-6 years ago. And he was talking about a lot of the mechanics of that. If I can find a link, I'll put it. I don't want to search for it because it's going to be really, really in-depth. But I'm looking for it now. I really don't want to look at it because it's so. I'm not even sure if I'm spelling his name right anymore. I've got to find it. And it's way too much time. I don't want to waste your time doing that. So he wrote this whole series of him selling ebooks. And he talked about some amazing things he found out. And one of the things they found was interesting. He was selling books. And this is also talks. And Gareth Skarka from Adamant Entertainment kind of did this too. This is kind of a spin-off of what this guy said. And it was a good idea. But I'll tell you why it didn't work for Gareth and it worked for him. So he put his ebooks online. And they were selling like $2.99. And he was selling, he was selling a fair amount. It was like, I forgot the exact number, but it was, like 30 or 40 a day. It wasn't a lot, but, Who's calling me now? See this. I know that call's not for me. And this is the problem. You have 2 phones in your house in the same room. People will call for you. So, with that, he was making, like I said, he was making 40 sales a day. And it was like maybe like $40 he was making. And it was something small. It was a small amount. It wasn't a ton of amount, but it was $40. It's good money. Then he dropped the book down. He wanted to just test it. He then dropped the book down to 99 cents. But the difference was when he sold it for 99 cents, he was only making like 35 cents per it was like 35 or 36 cents per book. It was something, it was a tiny amount. It was a real tiny amount. The weird part became that the numbers of people buying it, my eyes are burning now. The number of sales went from like, that 40 a day to like 260. And it's like, huh? And he talks about that people at that price point, at 99 cents, it became an impulse buy. And he marketed himself very well, and he put them in lots of different places to sell. But he was selling that level every day. And that was, and now if you think of the 35 cents with that, it was like $67. So he was making more money on selling the book for less. And there was a fan base for it. There was a fan base that came out and bought him and supported. And he also had like, at that point, I think it was like 20 or 30 other books he was selling. And now he's been churning out stuff. And he's like a legitimate e-publisher. He makes probably easily, I'll be honest with you, he probably makes like $200,000 a year minimum on his online sales because he has so many books and so much stuff and so many connections and that kind of thing. He's a solid e-publisher. And if I find the link, I'll put it in the description later on when I update the videos. You can check it there. But that's something that we need to really think about is selling different things connected to what you're really selling. Look, I love NeoXis like anybody else, but I know it's also got a ton of IP, intellectual property, that I think would be creative and people would like to see in other venues. Comic books. Why do you think I'm always talking about doing web comics? Because I know people see visual comics, pick it up. There's a way to spend that. eBooks, same thing. Oh, eBooks. But it all goes back to the same thing I've said from day one. You've got to make iconics for your campaign setting. You've got to make iconics for the products you're making. If you don't make iconics, there's nothing really connecting people to your ideas in your game. You got to make them. You got to. It's not even like me trying to give you that, oh, you got to do it, sort of. No, you got to do it. If you do it, you're going to make money. That's it. You know, I'm not pushing rocket science here. I'm pushing just common sense and long-term smart common sense. And I hope a lot of people will be focused on that and pay attention. They're not going to be like, oh, I don't know, and I can't write. I can't write. I can't write. I don't care if I can't write. You know what I do? I go find people that write for me and have them do it for me. That's what I do. That's what I do. I focus on that. I focus on what I'm strongest at, getting people together, getting an idea and concept, and letting the professionals do what they do best. You know? And look, when we did our ebook, our first one, I think it's 10,000 words. That's it, 10,000 words. We did 4 of them. We did 4 chapters. Grit. Grit. Was it True Grit? I keep saying True Grit. That's not it. God, I can't think of it now. I'm having a brain fart. Grit for Hire. Sorry, Grit for Hire. That one was only 10,000 words. We broke it into like 2,500 words each section. And, you know, I told them what I was looking to do. I told them I was going to give away for free. And I told them I was going to collect it eventually and we're going to sell it. And we did all that. And we got people interested who looked at it, liked it, thought it was cool. And then we tried selling it and we sold a little bit. We didn't have to. We've never really promoted it like we should, because I believe that you need to have like at least 3 books in your thing to really start getting the sales from each other. Like this one's selling and this one's selling. So we're kind of getting to that point. You know, Shield was the first one we did, and that was our first trial. So I've always don't consider Shield part of this whole new one that Eric was doing. But with Grit for Hire and The Fastest Blade, we're probably going to have a third one, and we're going to see how those 3 work. And, you know, you collect them and print them. You know, I've already done the hard work. I've already laid them out. They're already in book format. They're ready to go. They're already done as PDFs. Just manipulate them and put them in a bigger PDF, and you sell as a print book. You know, the thing I was giving away for free that I'm selling for 99 cents as an ebook, I can sell as an actual book, because there's some people who want that. And you call it anthology. You do maybe a couple of them, and you call them anthologies. See, it ain't rocket science, but you gotta do some work, man. You gotta do some work. I just want people to do more work. I'm just so tired of people telling me why they can't get stuff done. And you know, I got a friend of mine here who down here in South Florida drives me crazy. You know, this guy's a writer, and you know, he's written a lot of stuff, but he's always like waiting for someone else to approve him, to tell him his writing's good, so he can go work for a publishing house. And I'm like, why would you go work for a publishing house when you could do the work yourself and you can get the bigger cut? He's like, well, the credibility isn't there. And I'm like, I don't care about credibility. I care about generating money. So I don't have to go to a job I may hate, or somewhere I might do, you know, work a part-time gig because you don't like, or have enough money where you can do something cool with it, like pay for your college or pay for a car or whatever. You know, that's why I do this. That's the part that interests me. So, and I always tell him, he's looking for approval from the wrong people. He should be focused on working on his own stuff to get his own approval and putting stuff out. Because look, I've said it before. I put together horrible books. I did a book on dogs. You know, somebody bought it. I don't know who's buying it, but someone buys it. I see sales when it pops up. So I'm like, hey, that's great. So just go sell it, man. Just go sell it, and you'll learn more. The more you do, the more you're going to learn. Look, you know, after nearly 700 products, and that's where you know, I'm looking at my numbers this morning. I was like, God, I've made nearly 700 products. You learn stuff. You learn tricks. You learn how to do school stuff. I'm not special. I've just done it a lot of times. I've done it over and over and over. You do something 700 times, you're going to learn something. You just are. And I've learned a couple of things. I've used what I've known, what I've read, what other stuff. You know, I read magazines and books to get me more knowledge. And I don't take, you know, I leave the guesswork out. I figure out how this thing works and just dissect it. And you should do the same thing too. So that's why you need iconics, and that's why you need ebooks. You should need that money. But if you don't want that money, that's fine. I'll be more than happy to use my iconics and sell our lovely NeoXis Legendary Tales to people who want to buy it, because I have no problem taking their money. That's just me. All right, everybody. That was a good show. See, another one of these good shows. I'm hoping I'm giving you some good knowledge you can use and you can go off with and learn and be creative with. It's important for me for that. That's why I do the show. I want you guys they have the opportunity to find some really creative stuff and really find it useful. A lot of people don't want to give you useful stuff. They give you anecdotes and stuff like that. I'm gonna tell you how I did it and how it worked for me. So you should try it. What do you got to lose? Just a couple $100. And if it works out, you can become this could be the thing that becomes the super thing that helps you sell. It can be that simple. All right, tomorrow's Wednesday. Probably gonna do comic book day, of course. I've been staying away from comics lately. I've not been impressed with stuff, even with this Secret Empire thing coming out. So I'm probably waiting for free comic book day to come up, or even Tate sale. That's our local sale down here. Maybe I'll find something interesting. Of course, I got some books in the library that I'm still reading, some comic book related stuff. I've still got my new the old Wednesday's comics to actually read. I want to look through it again. I always enjoy it. But that's about it. So thanks everybody for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, if you're on YouTube, go right here. You can subscribe. That'd be very impressive. If you're on Facebook, just subscribe to me directly, or go to our page, Louis Porter Jr. Design. You can subscribe there. We put links up for the video. We're here every Monday through Thursday at 9 o'clock. We're talking about fun stuff. Yeah. And I think that's about it. So as always, thank you so much for watching. Go and tell your mom that you love her and give her a kiss. Your mom probably misses you. I know my mom misses me, so I always tell her I love her every chance I get. And for those, and then some people are like, well, what if you don't have a mom? Yes, that's right. My son doesn't have a mom. But you have a good father who's probably done something, or you have a woman in your life who's done to you as well as your mom has done. So give her a kiss or give her a call. She would appreciate that. All right. I'm out of here. I'll talk to you all tomorrow. And like I said, tomorrow, some cool vague booking will be coming and a big reveal. I'll talk to y'all later.